What if Toyota suddenly built two supercars at the same time? One powered by a twin-turbo V8 built for pure driving, and the other a futuristic electric machine meant to replace the legendary LFA? Well, that's exactly what just happened. And when we arrived in Japan, we discovered something far bigger than expected. Because Toyota didn't just reveal a new sports car, they might have just brought Japanese supercars back to life. We're here at Fuji Speedway, right at the foot of Mount Fuji during a live track event, and sitting in front of us is something that immediately grabs attention. This is the Toyota Gazoo Racing GT, or simply the GR-GT. At first glance, many people assumed this car was the replacement for the legendary LFA, but the truth is actually more interesting. Because while Toyota built this petrol-powered V8 monster, Lexus has been quietly working on something else entirely. A fully electric Alpha successor. And yes, it might be even faster. But before we get to that futuristic machine, let's start with the car that's already making enthusiasts very excited. So what exactly are we looking at here? The GR-GT is a front mid-engine super sports car with a very long bonnet and a short aggressive rear end. Under that massive hood sits a twin-turbo V8 engine, sending power directly to the rear wheels. It's a two-seater, built with one clear purpose: pure driving enjoyment. The chassis is based on an aluminum space frame, but Toyota also uses carbon fiber throughout the car to keep it lightweight and strong. You'll find carbon fiber in the roof, bonnet, rear bulkhead, and trunk lid. The result is a structure that's rigid, lightweight, and performance-focused. In terms of layout, it's similar to cars like the Mercedes AMG GT or even the legendary Dodge Viper. But this Toyota definitely has its own personality. And one thing becomes obvious immediately. This car has serious road presence. From the front, the GR-GT looks low, wide, and aggressive. The nose features large air openings that feed air directly into the intercoolers and radiators. Then, there's a huge hood scoop, almost like something from an old rally car. Air flows through triangular vents on the bonnet and is pushed up across the windshield. There are even subtle design cues that remind you of the original Lexus LFA. As you move along the side of the car, one thing really stands out: just how low it is. Standing next to it, the car barely reaches above knee height. Behind the front wheels, there's a large air outlet designed to release turbulent airflow and improve aerodynamics around the 20-inch wheels. The bodywork then stretches out into that long, dramatic bonnet before flowing into the rear section. There's even a small intake integrated into a flying buttress design, another subtle nod to the old Alpha. At the back, the GR-GT features a sculpted rear section with a ducted tail spoiler design. Interestingly, there's no active aerodynamics here, and that was intentional. Toyota avoided complex active aero systems because they add extra weight higher up in the car, which would raise the center of gravity and hurt handling. Instead, the engineers focused on simple but effective fixed aerodynamics. Under the rear section, you'll find quad exhaust pipes, each placed neatly in its own pod. There's also a Venturi-style airflow channel underneath the car, helping generate downforce. It's not extreme like a hypercar, but it's clearly engineered for performance. Now let's talk about the real highlight of this car. Under the hood sits a 4-liter twin turbocharged V8 engine. The turbos sit inside a hot V configuration, meaning they're placed between the cylinder banks for faster response. The engine produces roughly 650 horsepower and about 627 lb-ft of torque. The entire car weighs around 1,750 kilograms, possibly even less. But here's where things get interesting. This isn't just a normal V8 sports car. There's also a small electric motor integrated into the drivetrain. It doesn't exist to add massive power. Instead, it helps during acceleration and gear shifts, filling the small power gaps that normally happen between gears. That means the car delivers smooth, continuous acceleration. Power then flows through an 8-speed transmission before reaching a limited slip differential that sends everything to the rear wheels. Toyota clearly designed this machine with driver engagement in mind. So how fast is it? Toyota hasn't released full official numbers yet, but early estimates suggest 0 to 62 mph in under 4 seconds. Top speed of around 200 mph. Not bad for a car wearing a Toyota badge. The suspension setup is also serious. The GR-GT uses double wishbone suspension at all 4 corners, and when it's time to slow down, the car relies on massive carbon ceramic brakes from Brembo. But the most interesting thing about this car isn't just the specs, it's the philosophy. Unlike many modern supercars, the GR-GT is actually surprisingly simple. No complicated adaptive suspension, no excessive electronic systems, no crazy moving aerodynamic parts. Toyota focused on something much more important: balance, weight distribution, and drivability. Even more interesting, this car won't be limited production. Toyota plans to build it in regular numbers, meaning enthusiasts might actually get the chance to own one. Step inside and the driver-focused design becomes obvious. The carbon bucket seats sit very low in the cabin. From the driver's seat, you're looking out across a huge stretch of bonnet. Despite being carbon fiber, the seats have excellent padding, making them surprisingly comfortable. In front of you is a compact flat-bottom steering wheel with drive mode controls. The car offers 4 modes: normal, sport, track, custom. There's also a traction control dial that allows drivers to adjust stability assistance or turn it completely off for expert driving. The dashboard features a digital instrument display and a small central touchscreen. Importantly, Toyota kept physical buttons for essential controls. Because when you're driving fast, physical buttons are much easier to use. Toyota didn't stop with the road car. They also revealed the GR-GT3 racing version. This is the FIA-compliant race car built for the World Endurance Championship. It will eventually replace the Lexus RCF GT3 race car, and visually, it looks absolutely wild. The GT3 version features huge front splitter, aggressive aero ducts, side exit exhaust pipes, center lock wheels, massive gooseneck rear wing. Inside, it's pure race car, roll cage, racing switches, a professional racing steering wheel. And most importantly, it removes the hybrid system, making it even lighter. But Toyota had one more surprise waiting at Fuji Speedway. Hidden inside a garage was something truly fascinating: the Lexus LFA Concept. And this time, it's been officially confirmed as fully electric. Replacing the original Alpha is a massive challenge. That car had a Yamaha-developed V10 engine, a carbon chassis, and only 500 units were ever built. Even today, it remains one of the most special supercars ever made. So Lexus decided to go in a completely different direction. The electric Alpha Concept looks sleeker and more sculpted than the GR-GT. Because it's electric, it doesn't need a huge grille. The front end is clean and aerodynamic. The bonnet features dramatic slash-style vents stretching toward the windshield. The body flows into a dramatic flying buttress rear design. At the back, there are subtle visual references to the original Alpha, even though the car doesn't have real exhaust pipes anymore. Unlike the GR-GT, this concept also features active aerodynamics. Inside, the cabin feels much more futuristic. The driver sits in a separate cockpit pod wrapped in light materials. The steering wheel is a yoke-style design, and information is displayed on a sweeping old digital display. Everything feels luxurious, advanced, and extremely expensive. What's fascinating here is the contrast. On one side, Toyota created a V8 powered driver's car that feels like the spiritual successor to the Alpha. On the other side, Lexus built a high-tech electric supercar concept pushing the boundaries of future performance. 2 cars. 2 completely different philosophies, but both proving something important. Toyota and Lexus are bringing excitement back to their performance lineup. And honestly, the world of supercars just got a lot more interesting. And if you love cars like this, make sure to subscribe, because the future of performance is about to get very exciting.